wonderful use of topography, both parking for boats, boat trailers. Really nice to be able to take a ride around here. No traffic. Now, every place has got a little bit more charm in its own way. The facilities at Northwood Campground are clean, in great repair, because once again, it's the Corps of Engineers. Not as expansive as some of the other ones that we've seen, primarily because it's a smaller campground. There are 8, as I've mentioned, here on the Reservoir. And so they're going to be of different levels. This one is fairly close together in that doesn't have really wide separate loops. The area is fairly compact, but you're not crammed in. You know, your campsites are somewhat secluded. The Kerr Reservoir was pretty big, as I said, 5,000 acres big. And really a lot of beaches. And people have already got their cabanas out set up. I think these are probably set up from overnight. Why not? So the John Kerr Reservoir is so large that, and with so much shore area, that there are 8 of the Corps of Engineer parks around the area. And go on reserve.org and you can see the listing. But I've been paddling for an hour and a half now and I haven't left the North Bend camp area yet, and we're really happy with what we found here. So come on over. We're going to be later on today in a new campground. So, and that's what you're seeing this on, is the next video. It's a nice place for a Sunday ride, but don't get run over. You're good. Still loving the electric bike. So the general spec for Corps of Engineer parks: 50% water and electric, 50% unimproved. When I mean unimproved, that just means no water and electric. The campsite itself is still really very good. And many of them are right on the water. So unimproved is a relative term. This is the view you could have, if you so desire, from this boondocking site. You could put up, oh gosh, many tents, several tents. All three of these on this little peninsula sprit of land have just stunning views. You just have to bring your own stuff with you. So if you don't mind boondocking, and we don't really, when it's not 100 degrees, which it generally has been right now, what's not to like about this? So let's summarize. Longwood Park is one of 8 that are on the Kerr Reservoir system. It's part of the Wilmington district. So this all drains down to Wilmington, North Carolina. You don't have to be in the military to go and stay here. That has been asked. And no, you don't. And it is half price if you have a senior pass. So right now ours is $14, and the unimproved ones are 10. So if you want to come out here and boondock, and if you're over 62 years old and you have the senior pass, it's going to cost you $10. That's a deal. That's a deal considering just the dollars, but the value you get for it. Well, for an example, the showers. The showers are clean. I've shown you some of them. They are free in that you don't have to bring a whole bag of quarters with you and start filling them into a meter, a la the National Park Service. And you don't have anybody really hassling you about, well, you're taking a shower. No, and they're plentiful. There are many of them. And so that's very nice. It's maintained professionally as far as the amenities. The camp hosts don't actually have to do all this bathroom work. They're contracted out. So it's very pleasant. Local, these are local hangouts. I was talking to one of the hosts, and she's been doing this off and on in different systems for over 12 years. And she loves this because A, it's mostly local. Where we were at North Bend, it's a little bit more people coming from the Richmond area. Down here, where we're on the south west end of the lake, it's much more local people. You know, we're near Clarksville, Virginia. Many people are being drawn from there, and as she says, that many of the seniors are going from one campground to another, just booking 2 weeks at a time, because you can't be here longer than 14 days. We're going to be going to Bandit's Roost next, which I believe is just outside of Richmond, and it's on another lake system that has, I believe, 7 or 8 campsites around that. And look for that. I'll probably get that video up in another week or so. Who knows? I've got a lot of different footage that I can start putting together and throwing it in, but I have concentrated more on the Corps of Engineers because we're here, and I find it super interesting, for me anyway. So if you want to have electricity, if you want to have water, if you want to have showers, and you'd like to have really well improved campsites, you've got to get the book. You got to go find where you're going and see if there is a campground by the Corps of Engineers, Army Corps of Engineers, that's close to you. And let's see, Warren Miller, real idol of mine. This is off point, but he always kept saying, if you don't do it now, you'll be another year older when you do. And I always thought that was really cool when I first heard that when I was a kid. And at 69 years old, I still think it's an amazing sentiment. Do things, don't sit and wait. So I'll see you on down the road. Yeah. So in the last video, I was saying how you meet the nicest people in Corps of Engineer campgrounds. And this wonderful couple is actually setting up tents for their friends. Now that's friends indeed.
You can rent us too.
Yeah. So, you know, this is your Coleman tent, and it's got a full bed in it, because why would you want to sleep on the ground? So I've mentioned that the campgrounds that we've been seeing I've got really good spacious areas for tents, and this is certainly one of them. For $28 or $14 if you happen to be older like I am, you can't beat it. And keep your eyes open for them. Maybe you'll find somebody who'll set up a tent for you.
We can give this whole town something to talk about. We don't gotta pretend, don't gotta dance around it.